Oh my gosh, Jason.
Yep.
What time is it?
It's go time.
It's go time. It's time for the Black Friday sale live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, you better turn that off.
down.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh.
Amateur hour. Anyway, so we have a new background here. This is actually, it works as both a background for the video and also a sneak preview to next year's Dice Fest for the shooting gallery. We are going to allow people to, we're taking part of the shooting gallery into the derelict ship. And so this is one of the new backgrounds that we're already working on for next year's Dice Fest for the shooting gallery. So we're in a portion of the derelict ship right now. If only I had a Nerf gun.
Watch out for hull breaches.
That's right. Anyway, we have a lot of people showing up here. We've been watching over the last few minutes, people, saying hi, checking in from all over the globe. I saw folks from, Sweden and all over the place. I don't know. It does look like people are asking about what the background is. Hopefully we covered that. Also,
So.
People are talking about speculations about what maybe we're going to see in the Black Friday sale. So we did some crazy stuff for the Dice Fest this year. I think it was probably the biggest surprise we've ever had at a Dice Fest, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know who could want more. I mean, like, and the best part was seeing the surprise on everybody's faces because they did not see it coming. For those who don't know, we unleashed a new chapter of Shadows of Brimstone called Across Time, where we introduced the notion of having
different anchor points in different historical periods that we could introduce new heroes and new enemies from without needing an entire new core set or adventure set. So it basically allows us to create these anchor points, have new heroes, have new enemies of different time periods and different themes.
So, if you're tuning in and you're seeing like some gorgons here on the table, or maybe this Nemean lion or these Greek champion heroes, and you're like, what is that? And you're looking in the comments and people are like, I wonder if they'll be doing more Greek stuff. You might think you lost your mind. But no, it's actually that we released these new Across Time figures themed for Greek champions and enemies for them to face off against.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a good Black Friday. I had a bunch of, what did I say?
Black Friday.
It hasn't been a good Black Friday yet. It was a good Dice Fest.
It's almost a good Black Friday.
Right? and now we're hoping to unleash a few more surprises and get people excited about Black Friday as well. But I see Andrea Florio is here. He says hello from Japan. He's in the office working.
Hello.
And trying to listen to us. Well, I hope that you are successful in listening. And I see Michael Wybrow is here from Australia. Jacob is here locally. I didn't see, there's Brian Bosch. Brian Bosch is here. Hello, Brian. It's got to be late where he is. Somebody was saying in a comment on Facebook about the Black Friday live stream, like, my dream is that they have it before, whatever, 1:30 in the morning. And it's rough because we try to find a time that'll work for a global audience. The other thing is, this isn't like an essential informational live stream. It's not like something about the Kickstarter or something like that. This is, basically it's kind of analogous to a tailgate party. So the Black Friday sale actually goes live at midnight, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from now. And so this is us hanging out with you guys. We're going to chat. We're going to answer questions. And most of all, we're going to reveal the new stuff that is debuting at midnight. And so So maybe we should just jump in.
Well, first off, I'd like to say it looks like Michael Bates says Turkey Hero.
Turkey
you
hero?
Never know.
Oh,
you never know.
my God.
Playable Turkey Hero would be interesting.
I would dare say I do know, and that there's no playable turkey hero.
You never know.
Yeah, this is
looks
it.
like Trench Squatter says it was his first time at Dice Fest and learned about Shadows of Brimstone.
Oh, that's awesome.
From Washington State. Hello, Trench Squatter. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's really cool. I hope you're enjoying the game.
And it looks like Rob is here as well, all the way from Europe. And
Gary from Vancouver, BC.
Yeah, Gavin Downing is here. Good to see you. All right. Well, so
I see Brian Sharkey is here as well.
Yeah,
he wants pilgrim heroes. Probably
To
to
fight
fight the turkey heroes.
turkey enemies.
I don't know.
XXL
Maybe it's
turkey.
like Rivals Turkey.
All right.
All right. Anyway. Is it okay?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
we're not here alone. Daniel is here running the board as well. That's him motioning behind me. Everybody say hi to Daniel. He's just off camera. Oh, hello from India. You know what? In all the time we've been doing this, I don't think we've had any people come in from India. That's awesome. Well, welcome to the live stream. And look, Tommy Reidling is here too, and Stephen Dawes. Stephen Dawes says he's pants free, just like the Hill Brothers. Prove me wrong.
no, we can't. Oh,
Pants.
well, I'm certainly not. I certainly can't.
Jason can't stand up apparently. Anyway, the hellos are coming in for you, Daniel. And it looks like Josh Parent is here from BC as well.
All right. Well, so do we want to do a quick rundown on some of the stuff that we did show off at Dice Fest?
Well, you know what? Why don't we? There's a few things we told people at Dice Fest, but we're also trying to get the word out. Why don't we start with the next slide here,
Okay.
and we'll actually get the word out about some of these things. So as the next one comes up here, the Black Friday sale. So this is basically just we're showing these are the 2 promo cards you can get if you spend $100 or more in the Black Friday sale. And these are 2 brand new promo cards. They've never been released anywhere before. And they're pretty cool. One is a brand new Darkness card, and the other is a new gear for Spanish Explorers. Oh, I see Good Morning from Germany as well. That's really cool. Everybody is here celebrating this game that we love. We I don't know. We don't talk about it enough, but we really appreciate the Shadows of Brimstone community, and you can see it. A lot of people, online will say like, this is like the best game community that I've ever been part of. People are so friendly and nice, and they kind of support each other, help each other out, and I see posts all the time where they're like, I'm about to paint my dragon. Show me your examples. And then people will all chime in and like, hey, check it out. Here's what I did. And everything from how to organize your stuff to, what kind of threat decks you put together or things like that. Or what new expansion should I get next?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. More people are here from Germany. That's awesome. You guys from Germany, do you ever make it out to Gamers HQ? They're in Berlin, but yeah, it's 2 brothers, the Kreese brothers, that run it, and they act as sort of a stockist for Flying Frog. So they carry a lot of the Shadows of Brimstone stuff, and because we wanted to try to find a way to make it easier for our European fans to get some of the stuff without high shipping costs, we've let them carry things that are normally exclusive to our web store. So Gamers HQ in Berlin actually does carry,
card supplements.
Yeah, thermoplastic figures and card supplements and stuff like that. So along with like the whole product line for Shadows of Brimstone. So if you're in Europe and you're looking for, an alternative to get some cheaper shipping and stuff like that, then that is a great way to go. Anyway, let's go on to the next slide here, and we'll look at some of the stuff I was talking about. So this is something we revealed at Dice Fest just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It seems like 2 years ago because we've been doing so much stuff since then. But
Yeah.
do you want to talk about this, Jason? You released the brand new version of the FAQ.
Yeah, the new updated version of the FAQ is now out. It's live on the website, so you can download it. It has, the kind of the newest info, and with this new version of the FAQ, the hope is to actually start having, more relatively regularly, frequently updates to it as needed. I know we had a little bit of a dry spell between FAQ updates, but this one kind of pulls out all of that information that was modified as part of the revised core set, so it's not in there doubling up the info anymore. So this new version of the FAQ basically works directly in conjunction with the revised core set rulebooks and adventure set rulebooks as your main kind of rules to use.
If we go on to the next page there, we'll also show we just created a new token reference, and this is also live on the resources page of the Shadows of Brimstone website.
Yeah, so this is a front and back, single page front and back reference for every side bag token in the game, as well as all status effect markers in the game. So it's kind of cool and handy to have that in one place that you can just have on a single sheet front and back. And the first version that we put up with this at Dice Fest was missing one side bag token. A few people pointed out we were missing Brimstone Ash. So we got that fixed up, added on there, and now it includes that as well.
Villa just to mention that. Note, there is a newer token sheet available, 1.01.
Yeah, so that is up now with the correction on there, so that now it should be complete. And if you see anything, once again, I put the challenge out there. If you see any side bag tokens that are missing from this, or status effects that are missing from this, go ahead and send us an email. We can get it added on there if we somehow missed something.
So I'm going to break in and just say it looks like Heinrich Peterson from Denmark messaged, and he says he's probably not going to be able to stay for the whole live stream, so he'd like to quickly ask, when is a restock for Gamers HQ planned, and will the new stuff be in it? So Gamers HQ actually just made an order from us, and I think they're just packing it. They were just packing it this week. So there's going to be a restock headed out next week.
We're not sure what the travel time is because it does have to go to the other side of the world.
Well, it goes through a forwarder too.
It goes through a forwarder. It goes halfway around the world, and also has potentially a lot of delays. I mean, they're the ones who handle the shipping for it, so we're not sure exactly what the travel time is between our facility and them actually having it available in their web store. The other thing is, because some of the newest stuff, like the Greek champions and enemies, are kind of in relative short supply at the moment. I'm not sure that any of that stuff's on.
It's not.
I don't think any of that stuff's going to be part of their order right now, but I'm sure they will get that in the future when we have enough of it available to be able to send it to them.
That's right, and they're very excited about it. So they're already making an order. It's just about when we can fulfill that. So we're sending out an order next week. There probably will be another one in the next month or two with this newer stuff. I also saw Captain 222221 says, "What's with the traumatized token?"
Well, we got to future-proof things a little bit. Maybe we can talk about that in a few minutes.
Yeah, you may know what the traumatized token is by the end of this live stream.
I will also say, it looks like August Waja says, "Hello from Michigan. This year was my first in-person Dice Fest. Thank you for giving us the feeling of Christmas morning. That is why I stay up for your live streams. I get excited to see the new stuff, when the new stuff will be available. Surprises are fun."
Nice.
Well, we think so too.
If you want to complete the feeling, like get in warm pajamas and have some chocolate milk, you can be like all ready for the live stream like it's Christmas morning. Let's see, Farrar 80. Hey Farrar, says having the Tredaran faction specific shattered grenades on the sheet would be awesome. Been a time or two, I can't find the card with their details for the life of me.
Yeah, I think you're talking about specifically the ones for the Shintaro core with the rad grenades, and the ones for the Liberation Army are kind of dirty bomb type shatter grenades. So
maybe for a
it's
future
possible.
version.
Yeah, it's possible.
Andrea Florio says, I believe my Greek heroes plus other stuff order wasn't shipped yet. Would it be possible to mix the shipping fees with this Black Friday's order to save some money? We'll see. The thing is, well, maybe we should talk about this for a minute. So before Dice Fest, we were in full production and working in multiple shifts where people kind of like shifted their days. So we had like a morning shift and an evening shift, so that our thermoplastic machine could be going not around the clock, but many hours per day. And unfortunately, it broke down the week before Dice Fest. So we ended up having everything for Dice Fest in person, but we weren't able to get all the numbers for the Dice Fest sale stuff on the web store. So we had to limit the amounts that we put on the web store quite a bit. And then we also, still had to like figure out the situation and be able to fulfill all those orders. Normally, all of the all of the Dice Fest sale would be all like done, shipped out the door before Black Friday ever arrived. Unfortunately, some of the orders still haven't been shipped because we're trying to like play catch up from that. We ended up finding a really high end and expensive material for our 3D printers. We have really nice 3D printers that we'll use to make our masters for making the molds for the COcast machine. And we ended up finding a really nice material that ends up feeling like, I was going to grab one of these as an example, but they don't know about those yet. It's a really nice, it feels just like a plastic miniature. It's very expensive, so it's not that realistic to do as like a, here's how we do miniatures or whatever. But for filling in the gap of the stuff that we need to play catch up on, we're doing some 3D printing of stuff using this material that matches the quality material and the feel and detail level of the COcast thermoplastic miniatures. And so some of the things in some of the orders may be 3D printed parts using this specialized, kind of plasticky miniature feel stuff. So anyway, we're playing catch up. And so what I'm getting at is we'll see. The things that are going up, new items debuting in the Black Friday sale are actually going to be marked as pre-order and starting to ship on December 10th. So there's actually going to be, we're trying to actually wrap up and get, all of that Black Friday stuff out next week. And so it's possible if you make a new order and contact them, they might be able to combine them. But I mean, it's also very likely that your order's already been packed.
It might make it
hasn't gone
delayed more too.
And it would definitely make it more delayed. So it's, I don't know, that it's a little bit of a complex answer, but that's the deal. The good news is after Dice Fest, we were able to work with the guys who make the machine in Spain, and they have sussed out what the problems are, and we've made an order of new stuff, and the machine actually should be back up and running next week, which is great. All right, so I think we were going through the slideshow here, and we were looking at we were going to show where these things can be found on the website. So I just realized there's a delay. Are we showing that next slide yet, where it shows the?
There it is.
There we go. On the resources page of the Shadows of Brimstone website, it actually has both those reference sheets, and so you can get all that stuff for free. We have them as PDFs, both in a larger print size and a smaller like web version, where it's a faster download, but the pictures aren't as crisp, that kind of thing. All right.
Did you? Are there other new additions to the website?
No, not yet. I mean,
Okay.
I actually just went in and updated the Forbidden Fortress page. It had been missing the new token reference and the FAQ, and then I also have a link back to the resources page on Shadows of Brimstone. All right. So if we spin on to the next one. Yes, this is another thing we talked about at Dice Fest. We wanted to let people know Darkstone Magazine issue number 3 is coming, but it's going to be winter 2026. So we had planned it for fall 2025, but basically we decided that there was just so much going on. We needed to slide it forward by a quarter, and so it's going to be coming early in the new year. And it's pretty exciting. This issue, as you can see there, has a big feature on the Greek champion and the different, the introduction of the across time stuff. It also has, a bunch of stuff. I don't know if we need to go into all of it. It has part 2 of your story, which is pretty cool.
That's true.
And a connections article on zombies. Across undead across all the games and that kind of stuff. So there's a bunch of new things, and one of the things I'll jump to, people, I don't remember if they noticed or we talked about it, I don't know, but you can see the cards that come with it across the top there. And let me see, I actually have the cards that will come with this issue. So I can pull this up so we can reference it by showing them. We don't want to spoil all of it, but the thing I was going to specifically mention is, since we're doing a special on the Greek champions, we actually included 2 new cards for the Greek champion. So first off, there's a new personal item that is the I think we have a camera view that'll show this stuff, though I don't know it'll be in focus. Anyway, so we have a new personal item for the Greek champion, and it's a relic of the sunken city, which is pretty cool. I think he's getting the focus going on that. Still looks like it's focused on me.
This is actually a close-up shot of Scott's chin.
Oh, there.
Yeah, look at that. Now you just have a little window you have to hold the card in.
Yeah. All right. Yes, so this is a new Greek personal item for the personal items deck, and it's a relic of the sunken city. So it's actually a personal item that came from Ferox.
Yeah.
So that is really cool, and it kind of brings together a bunch of new exciting worlds into one spot here.
Yeah.
And then it also includes a new divine nemesis, and this is for Charon, the boatman, who lets people cross the river Styx.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
You don't want to have him not on your side. He is mean.
He's pretty brutal. We'll
He's
say
your
that.
nemesis.
So we won't show all the other cards. There is some cool stuff though. Here's a last string. No, you don't flip. It's fine. There's a bunch of cool new cards in that issue. It's gonna be exciting. I hope you guys are enjoying the magazine. It's definitely a labor of love, but it's a lot of fun to work on. Okay, so are we talking winter 2026 as in October to December 2026? So winter actually starts December 22nd. Is that right? 21st or 22nd? That's when the solstice is.
Yeah.
and then goes for
I don't
3
know the
months.
exact date this
So
year.
so yeah, I mean,
Shit's
officially, the quote unquote winter is actually like December, January, February.
Yeah, so it'll be the start of the year, is the idea.
Yeah.
Not the end of the year.
Yeah, like first quarter of the year. All right, and Michael Wybrow says, speaking of the website, can we get blank hero sheets for the adventures and Tredaran heroes? These are great to laminate and write on with whiteboard markers. That is a great question, and the truth is, you will see that very soon. I don't have a specific date for you, but I would not be surprised if you were using those within the next couple weeks.
All right.
All right. Purposely blurred to create suspense. Yes. No, just out of focus. Charon wants his coin.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's probably accurate. All right. We did Journeyman characters for Extra Life this year, and it was a blast. That's really cool. And M. Weaver says, I've really enjoyed both issues of the magazine. Great job. That's awesome. All right. So let's go on to the next slide. We'll keep it rolling here. So I think we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that we just released at Dice Fest because, like I said, we had to kind of shorten the amount that we had available. Like we were limited because we couldn't make as many. So the good news is we are going to be restocked for the Black Friday sale. So all these things that you may not have been able to get during Dice Fest, you should be able to get in the Black Friday sale. So we have the first up is the Void Fungus. We're just going to touch on each of these things. Jason, do you want to just tell them a little bit, like a little elevator pitch of the Void Fungus?
Sure. The Void Fungus are a new enemy that's kind of like half enemy, half hazard. And the idea is that it's this kind of fungal spores that roam through that flow through the void and end up spilling out through portals that open up into other worlds where gates have opened. And then the fungus takes root and starts spreading its mycelium network around and growing big sprouts of fungus that cause Darkstone radiation and corruption wherever they spread. And so it's basically a new enemy that your heroes can encounter that you have to kind of fight your way to get close to them and hack down the big mushroom stalks as you're getting irradiated by the Darkstone radiation and potential corruptive effects of the void.
And it's pretty cool because it comes with not only a whole set of the Void Fungus, but we actually got, I think it's 4 different unique poses for mushrooms.
Fungus.
But 4 unique models, which is cool. Among the, I think there's 8 that comes with it. And then it comes with a token sheet that actually has tokens for the little mycelium network.
Yeah.
And then remind me, the threat cards.
It actually has otherworld threat. It has the regular low, medium, and high threats, but it also has otherworld threats for all of the current otherworlds that are out.
That is really cool because these mushrooms grow everywhere.
Yeah, they spread everywhere.
Like a fungus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it also comes with a brand new mission.
Yes. I see J. Bear Wah says, the fungus is among us. This could fit in anywhere. Yeah. Definitely putting the Void Fungus in Shikar when we get that expansion.
Yeah, the Shattered Ruins.
And Jason Beck says, do you have any plans to expand your product's availability in the UK? It's a little off topic for this one, but yeah, I mean, we started getting some orders. I'm trying to remember. There's kind of like a big online retailer in the UK that I think we started working with. They're making bigger orders and so
Occam?
It might be Occam.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're online. I think they're a distributor. But I think there's one
Wayland Games.
Wayland Games. I think that's it. Yeah. And so so I'm not sure. It's a developing thing. The one thing that I'll say, just like to touch on it, is the fact that we want our games available everywhere. Yeah. So when people say, fill in the blank, like I live in Thailand and I can't get your games easily, we absolutely want people in Thailand to be able to get our games easily. It's just difficult because, the way that it works is a game store in Thailand would have to say, oh, we want these games. And so we're going to buy it from this distributor who wants those games and then buys it from us. And so it's a chain that goes in kind of one direction, because the way that it works is a customer tells the store, we want this, we want Shadows of Brimstone. The store says, oh, well, we want Shadows of Brimstone because we want to carry the stuff that our customers want to buy. So then they ask their distributor for it, and then that distributor comes to us and says, hey, we heard that we need to start buying your Shadows of Brimstone game, and then we happily sell to them so that they can distribute it. But when we just contact distributors and go, hey, we make games and you should totally buy them, they have no proof that anyone in Thailand would want to buy our games. So really, if wherever you live, the best thing you can do is go to your game store and say, I would like to get Shadows of Brimstone, or Fortune and Glory, or A Touch of Evil, or Last Night on Earth, or any of our games, because then that will go right up the chain and have more stores, more distributors carrying our stuff. It's much harder for us to just try to reach out to every store and say, why don't you carry our stuff?
Yeah. So there were some other questions there that were asked about the fungus having 8 models instead of
1, 3, 6, or 12.
1, 3, 6, or 12. The main reason for it is because they're slightly smaller than normal medium-sized enemies, and up to 6 can show up at a time, but they spawn new enemies in as part of their rules, their enemy abilities. And so we wanted to have the capacity, because they spawn pretty frequently, we wanted to have the capacity for you to bring on models and immediately be able to spawn a couple more, before you're able to take any out. So that was the main thinking behind having 8 of them that come with it.
I see a bunch of people are asking about the age marks on the different games. And originally we did have it as 12 plus. And, the thing is that when you're setting that stuff, a 12-year-old kid could totally play Shadows of Brimstone or Last Night on Earth or whatever. That's, kids younger than that play. But we ended up changing it because some of the laws changed in Europe as far as the standards at different age ranges, and then how strict it has to be for, the size
safety,
of the miniature.
Safety regulations.
Yeah, sizes of the miniature, like how sharp pieces of the miniature might be. And so we ended up switching them to
14 plus.
I think it's 15 actually.
15 plus?
I think we switched it to 15 plus based on where the cutoffs were. And so all of the new stuff moving forward should be 15 plus. So they're asking about, the upcoming ones like Hell Train.
Yeah, and that's more based on just making sure that we are covering all the bases as far as the testing and regulations for different parts of the world, rather than who's actually capable of being able to kind of get the game and understand it and play it.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back onto track here. I think we finished up talking about the void fungus. Let's go on to the. Oh yes, so we introduced the first across time stuff, and we've already touched on this a little bit. So we can just go on to the next slide. And so at Dice Fest, we unleashed the Greek champion hero. And for the first time ever, we did 2 versions of a hero, because we knew that, this is kind of a limited grouping of material for this time period and this theme. And
that we have available right now.
So we knew that people are going to want to play with an entire group of, say, 4 Greek champions.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. And so what we thought was, why don't we actually do, each hero set always has a male and a female model. What if we did a pose A and a pose B for the male and for the female, so that we could have 4 unique models that could be, so that if you play in a group with your friends or family and you have a group of 4 players, you're not doubling up on models. Everybody could have an individual model that's unique.
And so we decided to do a Greek champion set A and a Greek champion set B. Both of those have identical printed material. The only differences between them are the 2 miniatures that come with it.
Yep.
And so, if you're just looking to get the hero, a new hero to play, You can choose the miniatures you think are coolest. If you want to get enough minis that you could reasonably have a party of up to 4 of them with different minis for each player, then you could get the A and B sets. That also gives you more printed material, so you don't have to share across as many people if you're playing with multiple heroes.
If you go on to the next slide, I think it'll show there's the A and the B. And the other point of this also is more than just, like having 4 unique models. Also, if you get the A and the B, then you have 2 sets of the printed material. And so between that, you should be able to split it and actually have 4 players play, as long as you use character sheets or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's only, there's 3 starting upgrades.
Yeah, you'd have to share the starting, the hero character sheet and the starting items.
Yeah. But this, there's enough cards there that you could do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So
looks like Andrea Florio says, guys, I want to have a drink with you in Tokyo, unrelated to your games, one day. So please consider visiting. It would be really cool to visit Tokyo. So if we ever find ourselves in that neck of the woods, we'll reach out.
Also, it's just off screen, so I can't see the name, but they said my 11-year-old loves playing with our Shadows of Brimstone. So there's the proof. It works. It's Noelitha. Well, hello.
All right.
And then also I see Sharky, Brian Sharkey maybe, says, love playing with a party of 4 Greek champions on the Forest of the Dead 3D table, Chef's Kiss.
At Dice Fest, yeah.
He means at Dice Fest, yeah, one of the 3D tables for Forest of the Dead 3D table had Greek champions. Will there be 6 Greek champions? I mean, we don't have a current plan to make like a pack C, but you could always buy another of A or B and have 6 models for it.
The other thing is that, we like to leave things open-ended. So in the future, we may do more poses of Greek champions or
another like Greek hero or something like that.
Other Greek heroes, things like that.
There should be like a Greek philosopher. He'd get killed. Everybody else is like, just like robes, blood and armor, and he's just like reading poetry or something. Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael Bates says, very timely. Was the upcoming Odyssey movie at all an inspiration for the hero choice? Is there a new Odyssey movie?
There is, Christopher Nolan. It was not, because we were working on these before any info about that came out, but it does sound like an exciting movie. Christopher Nolan is a fantastic filmmaker, so we're definitely excited to see it.
Jay Bearwa says, the amount of cards that come with either A or B sets are amazing. Really a great value.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The Greek champion has 50 cards.
I think that's right,
because of all the different patrons and the Gift of the Gods decks
and the Nemesis.
The divine Nemesis and all the
starting
items.
Upgrades.
Yeah, there's just a ton in there.
So yeah, I mean, we realized it had to contain a bunch of the cards that would normally, be in a whole box set or something like that.
Yeah. Jacob says, philosopher kills them with boredom.
Nice. All right, so let's move on, and then we'll look at now some of the enemies that we released there at Dice Fest, the Lycian gorgons. And if we go to the next frame, you'll see the miniatures there, and these guys turned out great. There's 2 different poses, and they have you can see they have bows and arrows there. And the one in the center is actually using her stone gaze, or stone glare.
Yeah.
Which is an ability that they have. So, I mean, do you want to give the little elevator pitch version of the Lycian gorgons? Let
sure. Well, I've always been a huge fan of Greek mythology. And
I really thought you were going to say of gorgons.
Of gorgons.
I'm just a gorgon fan.
Big fan of gorgons. And
it was a gorgon
Medusa
conclusion.
Greek mythology. So this new enemy set is so quintessentially Greek mythology that, when we were talking about what sets to do, we thought we have to do gorgons. That would be amazing. So they are the full snake body, head of hair that snakes. They have bows that they can fire. They use a new status effect called stone markers, where if your hero is attacking and rolls any ones to hit, you catch a quick sight of their eyes and get a stone marker, and it kind of starts slowing you down a little bit. And they also have a mythic ability to do an actual stone gaze to try and specifically stare into your eyes and turn you to stone. But as heroes gain stone markers, it basically makes you -1 move, -1 initiative, and if your initiative ever falls to 0, it basically KOs you by wounds. So it's an alternate way for your heroes to actually get kind of temporarily petrified by fighting the Gorgons. So they're a lot of fun to fight. They're pretty tough enemies, and they do have an epic threat in there that actually lets you fight kind of an epic version of the three sisters of the Gorgons.
Ryan Sharkey says, I do wish the Gorgons had a Jargono threat card. My serpent kings need serpent queens. That is ridiculous. And Jacob says he loved the Gorgons. Villafair says, are they Greece or Ferox? Are they in Greece or Ferox?
So they have normal threat cards, but they also have otherworld threat cards for the Sunken City of Ferox and for Forest of the Dead.
Will there be rules to have the Greek heroes as rivals? That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe at some point. There's nothing immediate that's coming with that, but it would be fun at some point to have any and all hero classes that we come out with as rivals.
Darina Shadowcat Gaming says, would there be rules to play the bad guys as heroes? So I think like reverse rivals. That would be a little harder to do than just like a rivals set or something like that. But you never know. In the Adventures Kickstarter, we actually had a Kickstarter exclusive expansion called the Tredaran Strike Team that lets you actually play as a whole team of Tredaran soldiers. And then in the new Cursed Tombs of Commentet and Helltrain Kickstarter, we have a Kickstarter exclusive expansion that lets you play the Crimson Hand. It's called the Crimson Hand Enclave. So there are some opportunities where you can actually play as some of the quote unquote bad guys, but nobody is a bad guy from their point of view.
Some people know they're bad guys.
Yeah, okay, maybe so. All right. Okay, so let's go on the slideshow here. The Nemean lion. Now this is really cool. The Nemean lion. We've never done a XL model in the thermoplastic before, but it turned out really cool. And I'm just realizing we forgot to mention that we actually did do Greek temple themed bases that are actually just worked into these, so that they're included in the heroes. They have 30 millimeter Greek temple bases, and there's actually 4 unique ones. So everybody has their own unique one.
Temple ruins.
And then the Gorgons have 40 millimeter temple ruin bases, Greek temple ruin bases. Now, I mentioned this because the lion does not have a 60 millimeter unique temple ruin base, but it's because we actually did base topper as part of the base of the model. So it has the ruins built into his model. So there was no need to do a 60 millimeter base for it. But the lion turned out great. It's a good size, and while he is really brutal, it actually includes an epic threat where you can face against 2 of them. Are you gonna?
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I was reading comments.
That's okay. I'm like, 2 of them.
Was that
Jason?
Did that require more?
I don't know. I don't know. It's fine.
There is a question: do the Void Fungus have different paint schemes? They don't really have different paint schemes per se. They in the mission that comes with them, there's a little chart where they can have different types of spores, and so it would be pretty fun to have different colored fungus with different patterns and things on them for the different spores. But I mean, it kind of depends on how deep down the rabbit hole you want to go as far as painting up different variations on enemies. But I mean, there's an optional rule where you can use that little spore chart from the mission anytime they show up if you want to make your life harder when you're fighting Void Fungus.
You know what though? I think we're in a place where we can maybe move on to the next slide. So that is basically a really cool piece of art that shows off the Greek champion heroes, and in this particular image, they're facing off against tentacles, which is very Brimstone, and they're in kind of Greek ruins, temple ruins. So that basically is our coverage of the new things that we unleashed at Dice Fest. And again, we're really sorry about the short supply. It was out of our control, unfortunately, with the machine breaking down. But the good news is they are going to be available when the clock strikes midnight in about 35 minutes. And so you'll get another chance. So if you missed out on getting the Greek heroes, Greek champion heroes, or the Gorgons and the Nemean Lion, you will have another chance when the sale goes live in a few minutes. But I think that means that it's time to move on and talk about new stuff. Oh, what? This is the first reveal for a new item debuting in the Black Friday sale.
In about half an hour, right?
That's right. And so it is the Greek champion card supplement number 1. So I mean, this is kind of self-explanatory. It's a card supplement of new cards for use with the Greek champion. I will say we have a warning on the web store entry for this that basically says you must have the Greek champion to use this set.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few darkness cards you could use without them, I suppose, but let's just say you should have the Greek champion if you're going to get this. But you know what? Give me them supplements. They my vitamins.
All right.
Nick Bentz. All right. So, Jason, why don't we take a deeper look at some of the cards included in the Greek champion?
Sure, let's do it.
Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah. So one of the new themes of this card supplement is a new patron god that you can have, as well as the Gift of the Gods cards that go with him. So you can now have a patron of Apollo. And so there are many facets to Apollo, but some of the things he's well known for are being an amazing athlete and archer, and riding in a chariot across the sky, and his kind of divination powers and powers of healing. So we worked a lot of those things into the different Gift of the Gods cards that he has available if you have Apollo as your patron god.
So I should say also, this is just a selection of the cards. There's many more Gift of the Gods cards.
Yeah, so this has the full. Grabbed a few. This has the full. It has the patron card for Apollo, and then also the full Gift of the Gods deck that would come with any of the other patrons that come in the Greek champion hero pack. So the same amount of cards for his Gift of the Gods deck. You can spin on. There's also a new grouping of divine nemesis that come with this card supplement. And one of the things that we wanted to do with this set was to have more divine nemesis that aren't necessarily full-on Greek gods, but are kind of mythic enemies in Greek mythology.
God adjacent.
Yeah. So we have, for instance, Medusa, and we have Hermes, who of course is a Greek god that can be your nemesis. But we also have Circe, who is pretty well known from the Odyssey of...
Blarkeytopia says, Pig Hero! I think he's reading ahead.
Yeah, so Circe is a well-known sorceress, villainous sorceress from Greek mythology, who can actually turn your heroes into pigs temporarily. And so this set, when you have Circe as your divine nemesis, as a Greek champion, it makes it that sometimes throughout an adventure, she may, come in and stir things up by turning one or more of the heroes in the hero party into pigs. And so there's a reference card for being a pig hero, what it means to have that transformation curse. It's a temporary transformation curse, so it only lasts for the adventure that you're in until you revert back to being human. But while you're a pig hero, it means that you're a lot more limited in the kind of items you can use and what you can do.
August
as you run
Lodge
around.
says pig hero models.
Yeah. The other thing with pig heroes is, although you can't use most of your weapons and gear, you do get to continue using some of your clothing items, like helmets, hats, cloaks, and capes, things like that. And so you could totally have a pig hero with, a big Greek helm or a cape, things like that, or a cowboy hat. if
You're
you
just
happen to be a
making
cowboy.
people want a pig hero miniature more.
Well, I mean, if people demand pig hero minis, who knows? Maybe that's something we can do at some point. Yeah.
And Tyler Skite has got me hearing the Spider-Man theme song from like the
Simpsons.
no, like, well, I mean, I guess
assume you meant
it
Spider-Pig.
became the Simpsons later, but it's to the Spider-Man does
Yeah.
whatever a spider can.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's saying Grecian pig does heroics like a Grecian pig does. Yes, apparently Brian Sharkey needs a pig mini with a monkey ally ASAP.
Yeah.
Pig minis are a must. Oink. Are they narcoleptic pigs? I demand pig hero minis. See, this is what's great. No one even knew that pig heroes were a thing like 1 minute ago, and now there's demands for a pig hero miniature.
And a pig in chaps.
What? Who said that? Wait, is that your
No,
dream?
Pigs in chaps.
Oh, pigs in chaps.
I mean, a saloon girl pig would be pretty cool with a feather boa and a.
Oh my god. All right. Darkstone pig.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have a pig journeyman hero.
Well, it does go toward all the different all the different types of alternate transformation curses that we have. So, at this point, you can have a vampire hero, werewolf hero, a zombie hero from
Right.
the Hungry Dead enemy traits, pig hero. There's a lot of different types of
Pig hero.
curse transformations out there now.
Yes.
Transformation curses, excuse me.
Oh, Solon 7978 says, yes, people are hogging the pig miniature idea. Is that secretly your sounds like something you'd say, Daniel?
So
Vampire pig.
That's just one facet of the of this new supplement, is having Cersei as a divine nemesis.
He said vampire pig, but they can't have both, right?
Yeah, you can only have one transformation curse at a time. So if you are actually already a vampire hero, it does make you
Immune to being a pig.
to being turned into a pig by Cersei. That's true. Or if you are turned into a pig hero, you can get bitten by as many vampires as you want.
Okay.
You do get a lot of corruption from that, because anytime you would get another transformation curse, you end up getting a bunch of corruption instead.
We also showed, while we were talking about pigs, we showed some new darkness cards that come with it as well. And Nick Bentz says, loving the new challenge darkness cards, great for Otherworld.
Yeah. Yeah, occasionally, in case people didn't notice this before or don't recognize it, some of the darkness cards we show that are in these new sets or in the magazine or things like that, will have this little kind of skull icon in a black circle. That's a challenge icon, and that basically means those are especially deadly darkness cards or growing dread cards or whatever that symbol appears on. And so the idea is that if you want extra challenge for your heroes, you can specifically mix those into your deck or have a higher percentage of those in your deck of darkness cards to make things more dangerous for your heroes. So especially for higher level heroes, if you're thinking, our heroes are steamrolling, start putting a lot more of those challenge darkness cards in there. And I think that you'll find the game to be significantly more extreme.
Christopher Eric Wyatt says, pigs in derelict space. I think
that's pigs in derelict space.
I believe that's correct. Yes. All right. Anyway, so let's. So that is. Somebody asked, how thick is this? I think they mean how many cards. It's a standard card supplement. So there's 15 new cards, and then a cover card that has a 16th card, which is the cover card and has the list of cards on the back. All right, so let us move on, because I should say we're actually only 25 minutes away from from the thing going live. So we are finally revealing. I don't know. We're finally releasing the rivals for adventures characters. So if
those
you
were part of the Kickstarter for Brimstone Adventures, they were one of the stretch goals, I believe, for Brimstone Adventures. But now they are being made available in the web store as just a supplement that you can get.
Mm-hmm. And so if you already have that Kickstarter, you already have it. That's fine. But if you don't, this Rivals set basically has the cards that allow you to use your Viking heroes and your Conquistador heroes as enemies, so that your group can run into a group of rival adventurers, rival heroes that are for Vikings or Conquistadors or whatever. So we've already previously released rivals for Old West and rivals for feudal Japan.
Yeah.
And so this allows it's the next group of that. So
yeah, and it's a combination, so it has both the Norse heroes and the Spanish explorer heroes as rivals in this one supplement.
So we're excited to unleash that onto the world here. And along with that, we actually have a few surprises, things that we were able to get to find some extra copies of in the warehouse that we could do white box versions, white box restocks of some things like
enemy packs and things.
There's some enemies. I think the Darkstone Hydra. There's some mission packs like the Feral Vampires. I'm not sure which. There's 3 or 4 of the mission packs.
It's important to note that white box restock is basically all the
miniatures and the printed material that's exactly the same that you would get normally in the retail version. It's just in a white box.
Rather than a retail package.
Yeah, rather than a retail package. And that's just because, these were like extras that we had where we had extra components. And so we put them together to make a white box restock version. So it's kind of cool because these are things that have been sold out, like out of stock for a long time. And so it's a chance that people can get in on those. All right, but let's talk about new stuff. We have more to reveal. So
more you say?
More I say. Whoa, what? Why is that logo back up? Across time?
All right.
Would you guys like more across time stuff? I saw some what? I saw some posts this week where people are like, oh man, like I don't know if I can handle more stuff for Black Friday. And we're like, should we just not release the new stuff? But I think we probably do because we have to stay in business, you know?
Looks like Brian Sharkey says, heavy breathing.
Heavy breathing. All right. You know what? I think we wouldn't want the Greek champions to feel lonely, like they're the one and only across time representatives. So for Black Friday, we were very excited to drop a new across time grouping.
A new anchor point.
Yes.
So if you want to spin on to the next slide.
Oh, it looks like the little image in the corner is ruining it. There it goes. All right. Shadows of Brimstone, Questing Knights.
All right. Oh, man.
Man.
So this is Knights of Arthurian Legend, Questing Knights, as a new across time set of heroes.
Brian Sharkey's very excited. Yes. What is your quest? Time to get medieval, baby. So this is a cool image, but I think we should go one more forward so you can actually see the questing knights themselves. There they are. Jacob Spade, thud. Brian Bosch seems to be excited. What? Yes, so
Arthurian Questing Knights is the new anchor point that we have for across time heroes. So The hero pack is officially the Questing Knight hero pack, and it allows you to make Arthurian knights of legend and lore. And there's a lot of really, really cool and different stuff that is part of having a Questing Knight hero. Maybe we should spin on to the next slide.
Yeah, let's actually show the Questing Knight hero pack there. Look at that. There's the Questing Knight, and you can see there's a male and a female model there. And this is something that that we've, talked about for a long time. And it's really cool to finally get to play in this world.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that this lived up to what we'd established with the Greek champions. And so all of those same thoughts that we had apply to making sure that, you could have a group of 4 players play and not have the same model. So we actually, if we go to the next slide, you'll see there's a bee as well with a male and a female Questing Knight in other poses. And another thing about this is, let's go to the next slide for a second. We actually made it that every single one of the poses for male and female has 3 head options. So this is one of the female models. I think this is the one from B.
Yeah.
So you've got on the first one there is the model with the female head with no helmet. The next one is
kind of a crusading style helmet.
Yeah, crusader style helmet, right? And then the third one is a little bit more traditional, older school
classical knight helmet.
And so so each of the models will come with these 3 heads, so that you could, with 3 heads. They're not going to be the exact same. So for example, it'll always be these style of helmets. The faces and the hair and stuff will be unique for the head without.
Yeah, male pose A, male pose B.
Yeah, there's 2 different male heads. There's 2 different female heads, and even the different helmets have different battle damage. So all of them are unique, and we wanted to give people the option of having their knight, with the helmet or without the helmet. And in fact, as part of that, we actually made the hero card, the large card, the hero character
sheet. Yeah.
We actually made 2 versions of it, one with helmet and one without. So it's got male and female on one side for the first card. The second card has male and female with helmets. And so it actually has 2 large cards in it, which makes it easier to split, so that if you got pack A and pack B, you actually have 4 hero cards.
4 hero character sheets. You still only have 1 set of the starting items, things like that. But having the choice whether you want your character sheet to represent you with a helmet or without is definitely a cool plus, a cool bonus.
So let's see. It says gonna have to magnetize the heads. That would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
So if you go one more on, I think it'll actually show the comparison of A and B. Mm-hmm. So if you're only going to get one and you need to be able to see the models and decide which one you want to get, this is the slide for you. So you can decide which one you like better. And again, we just showed them some with helmets and some without, but each one of those poses has 3 head options.
Yeah, there's a question on which helmet we used for the actual item. You're assuming there's an item, but there is. Yeah, we used the crusading style helmet, the kind of bucket style helmet for the actual starting item for the knight's helm.
Yeetior Comet says, are there still plans to release mini packs so you don't need to double up on all of the cards for the across time heroes?
So just miniatures.
Just minis only. We're not doing that just yet because, again, we had some problems with our machine breaking down, and so we're still kind of catching up. But once we get to a place where we can kind of more regularly make miniatures, then that is the plan, that we would be able to make those available as separate minis. You got to make Merlin. Actually, there's a vote here for Pack B. Pack B.
Merlin is pretty well represented, not as a character, but in a lot of the different cards.
Well, you can get
and
Merlin's powder.
You can. There's a new starting side bag token that they can start with, which is Merlin's powder, which is actually very powerful. It's their version, the Questing Knights version of dynamite or a bomb or something like that.
Jacob Spate said, is there going to be a reference to the Vorpal Bunny?
No Vorpal rabbits in here this time.
So we actually, well, just to go through it real quick, much like the Greek champion hero, there are a bunch of cards that come with the Questing Knight because, again, you know, there's no core set. So, you know, you need to kind of have a lot of that theme and everything in the Questing Knight. So that means there's a bunch of cards for him. He's got two versions. I say he, but it's he and she, whatever. He's got two versions of the hero card, so you can have it with or without helmet. And then there's also an upgrade chart, a rules sheet, and a counter sheet, a die cut counter sheet.
Yeah. Well, you have to have the counters because of all the different counters that they use.
And that's where you get
tokens, things like that.
On that counter sheet, you get like Merlin's powder tokens.
Yeah, for the side bag
as well.
Starting side bag tokens.
So we actually have some of the, will there be a holy hand grenade? I think he means of Antioch.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway. All right, so if we go to the next slide, we'll start looking actually at some of the cards. So Jason, do you want to talk about the nightly quests? Because this is a big part of playing as a knight.
Yeah, so a big part of playing the knight is having a nightly quest. And so whenever you start your character, you actually get a random quest that your hero is on. And it's kind of like a personal goal that you're working toward. And so each nightly quest basically describes how you get quest tokens during an adventure that you put on this card. And then if you build up enough quest tokens over one or more adventures to meet the quest value at the bottom of the card there, then it basically unlocks a permanent bonus that you get for your hero. So usually the quests will take anywhere from 1 to 5 missions. Usually it's 2 or more, but occasionally you might get really lucky and get it in a single, depending on what the quest is, get it in a single mission. But usually it's 2 to 5 missions to complete a quest. And then you unlock a permanent bonus for your character or potentially even for the team, depending on what your quest is. And when you complete a quest at the end of an adventure, if you have enough quest tokens on there, and then at the start of any adventure, if you don't have a quest, if you completed your previous quest, you basically draw a new quest. So your questing knight is always on one of these quests that they're working toward as kind of a personal side goal. And a lot of the quests do have a variable amount of quest tokens that you need that's based on your hero level. So as you go up in hero level, the quests take a little longer to complete, but sometimes have a better bonus by being a higher level. So the Questing Knights quests are definitely a big part of what makes a Questing Knight who they are. So for instance, we'll look at a pretty straightforward one here. There's Quest of Valor. It says, the quest is, when you kill an enemy, place a sanity here, or 2 sanity if large size or bigger. At the end of each adventure, gain 1 quest marker for every 5 sanity here, then remove all sanity here. So over the course of the adventure, the more enemies you're able to defeat personally, the more markers you get to put on, and then those markers combine into quest markers at the end of the adventure. And then at the bottom of the card, it says quest value is 4. Once you actually, at the end of an adventure, if you have 4 or more quest markers on there, you remove all of them, and the reward is you are permanently +2 health. So you basically can build up your character with different bonuses based on the random quest you are on for kind of a medium length personal goal. Another one that's kind of cool is the Relic quest.
They do have some that they can already see.
Yeah.
So like you're actually reading ones that they can already see. So you may want to just do.
That's
you're specifically covering those.
Yeah, okay, specifically covering those. Yeah. Another one here is the Relic quest. It says draw 2 artifacts from a random world and choose one of them to place here. So you actually put the artifact with this card. And then whenever you find a clue in the world that matches this artifact, you gain 1 quest marker. Also, whenever you draw a Nothing Here Scavenge card, you gain 1 quest marker. So this basically encourages the knight that's on this quest, this Relic quest, to try to get the rest of the party to go to a specific world that they're hunting for this item on. And then once you have 8 quest markers on this card, The reward is that you gain the artifact. You're actually able to recover that relic that you've been searching for on your nightly quest. So there's a decent amount of variety in the different quests that you can get. And so you have to complete one quest to move on to the next one. So it's your nightly duty to overcome the dangers and succeed at your quest that you're currently on. And those are per each hero, each knight that you're playing, that you have on your team would have their own nightly quest. So you have to decide, how those are going to affect the way you're playing the game and what missions you choose to do as you go on your different quests. And we showed here the Relic Quest, Quest of Valor, and Quest to New Lands. There's also, Quest for Redemption, or a Holy Quest, or going on a crusade. So there's a good variety in the nightly quests that you can have for your hero.
So I was just showing, here are the large cards, so you can see. Here's the female knight with the helmet, and then the male knight with no helmet. And here's the other sides where you've got the female with no helmet, the male with helmet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and so one of the new mechanics for the questing knight is honor tokens. That's the new ability token that the questing knights use, and it's a pretty fun token. It basically really encourages kind of tactical sword fighting type play, where you can use your honor tokens to trigger different abilities that you might have. But the main use of honor tokens is that before you roll a die, any die that grit could be used on, before you roll a die, you're allowed to spend an honor token, and it lets you use a D8 for that die instead of a D6. And so you have to choose it before you roll, which means that it encourages you to try to plan out your turn, your plan of attack or defense for the turn, and decide where you want to put your honor. Each of the characters has a starting honor that they refill at the start of each round, start of each game turn. And so you get to decide, kind of plan out your attack, plan out your defense, and decide what you want to use your honor on each turn to boost certain dice for skill tests or defense or attack or whatever dice you happen to be needing. There's also 3 very different starting upgrades for these characters. And again, that's to encourage being able to have multiple knights on a team, potentially an entire team of knights. And so with the 3 starting upgrades, we have the Gallant, which gives you extra honor, and it means whenever you roll an 8 on a D8, it gives you an extra bonus. We also have Guiding Visions, which means you're basically guided by visions from the Lady of the Lake, and you get the keyword Holy, and you also get extra grit, and you can use, it basically makes you better at questing and better at kind of canceling cards using your honor and grit. And then the third starting upgrade is the Dragon Slayer, which swaps out your normal Valiant sword for a Dragon sword, and that basically makes you better at slaying larger, large or XL or XXL enemies. So you're specifically good at hunting down monsters or creatures that have endurance or that are giant to try and slay because you're a Dragon Slayer. It also makes you immune to the Fear ability, which is pretty cool. So lesser monsters don't bother you so much when you're hunting the biggest, baddest enemies around.
Why don't we look? Another big part of these guys is the heraldry.
It is,
and,
yeah.
And we have the cards here, but why don't we look? I have a slide here that shows the heraldry. So this is pretty cool because you're not just a knight, you are the red knight or the green knight or the blue knight.
So when you first start a questing knight character, you basically draw 2 and get to choose one heraldry for your character, and all of them are kind of color themed. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into the heraldry, a lot of rules that goes into the historical heraldry for knights. Because these are Arthurian knights, they're a little bit more legendary, a little bit more mythic, and so we've kind of created different themes that are kind of color based for what your iconography and color schemes would be for your knight. But we encourage people to make up their own heraldry with different icons and symbology and what that might mean. You can kind of do as limited or as deep a dive into creating the heraldry for your character as you like. But each color of heraldry basically has new abilities that are unique to your style of knight, your style of fighting and defense. And they all have kind of an inherent bonus and then also generally an additional way to use your honor each turn. So for instance, the Green Knight has kind of a nature and healing theme to them, whereas the Red Knight is all about kind of aggressive combat and fighting styles. And so each heraldry has different aspects to it that make the knights play very differently from one another.
And if we go to the next slide, we'll show the other colors too. And some of these aren't just colors, but you'll see that there's actually a Grail Knight or the Queen's Knight.
A Grail Knight. The Queen's Knight is kind of a classic white knight.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a good variety in the heraldry and what they, not only the abilities that they give you, but also all the different kind of fighting styles that your character will end up using based on the way you spend your honor from turn to turn.
All right. And so if we go on, I think we'll show some of the starting gear there, where you can actually see like
one of the aspects of the knights that's pretty cool is that, and we're kind of running a little short on time, so we'll probably need to speed up a little bit here. But one of the aspects of the knight is that they are heavily armed and armored, and so they have a lot of defense kind of built into their character. You have armor that's built in to your big suit of plate mail. You also have potential armor rerolls for your helmet. And then in addition to that, you also have your shield that you can use to give yourself or an adjacent hero cover for the turn, for an attack, I should say. And so you can use your shield to defend yourself or to defend someone else that's close by. So there's a lot of potential layers of defense that the knights have that enemies need to break through. That means you're pretty good at just kind of wading into enemies and kind of hacking and slashing and trying to complete your quests.
There's also a full deck of personal items for the questing knights, and that's pretty cool too. And it includes stuff like Cape of Honor, Maiden's Ribbon, Holy Relic, the Lady's Blessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of cards that come with the knights. And we actually have some of the minis here too. They turned out great. We're very excited about them. I don't know. And we showed them on screen. That's probably going to be a better view than just zooming in.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so let's spin on and look. These guys need some enemies to fight, of course.
What? New enemies too?
So we have an enemy pack that's the Deleian Dryads.
The Deleian Dryads. So fans of the A Touch of Evil board game may be familiar with the Deleian Dryad.
It was a villain. It was a web villain.
It was a villain for A Touch of Evil. And so the Deleian Dryads are a new enemy group that you can fight that are kind of sinister forest nymphs. And they are pretty nasty. They have the ability to bring nearby foliage to life, to make the trees come alive and actually attack you if you're too close to the walls of any given map tile. They also have vines that they can shoot out to try to ensnare the heroes and wrap you up in vines to lock you in place. And they have aggressive healing. So as you're hacking and slashing parts off of them, they start regrowing the bark and filling in with sap to regrow and regenerate health.
Maybe we should show the minis. In the next slide, it'll show. There they are. We actually have 3 different unique poses for these guys, and you get 6 in the set. And they're pretty cool. They turned out great.
Yeah, and I will point out also the Dryads work really well for Greek champions as well thematically, being able to face off against these kind of mythic kind of forest nymphs.
Oh, this Solon is the master of puns. They sound like a divine enemy. Wow. Okay.
All right. So, and these enemies do have normal threat cards, but they also have otherworld threats for the Swamps of Jargono and for the Forest of the Dead.
Let's see.
And one of the things that you'll kind of notice with the different enemies and a lot of the themes for the questing knights is that the Forest of the Dead is kind of seen as the ideal kind of otherworld for them to adventure in, representing not just this deathly forest, but kind of the mythic forests where dark things dwell, where you can go on quests and kind of do your heroic deeds and complete your mythic quests. So that is the Deleian Dryads, and it looks like we have just just about 1 minute or so until the sale goes live.
I guess we don't have to go into all of the cards for
Yeah,
the dryads.
I think it's probably
all
okay.
right. So why don't we spin on to the next slide and we'll see.
I will say they do have the one of their abilities, the vines they shoot out, do use the ensnared status effect, and so that hasn't been seen too much since I think the Mark III Warden used it, but also it's the Hariyanago from Forbidden Fortress used ensnared. So it's kind of cool to get more enemies that use different status effects.
But never mind that. We have the first ever Across Time Deluxe Enemy Pack.
Whoa, an Across Time Deluxe Enemy Pack. The Fey Enchantress and Stone Warriors.
So,
oh, man.
For those who are newer to Shadows of Brimstone, Deluxe Enemy Packs basically have an enemy group. And so Daniel's pointing out it's midnight. It's actually 12:01 that it goes on. But yeah, the sale will be going up momentarily. We could just stop talking about this, but I think we should probably just keep talking about it. And people probably can listen to it while also making orders, you know.
So a deluxe enemy pack generally has 2 new enemies. It's got an enemy group of some sort and then kind of an enemy boss or mini boss. And it also has a lot more cards than you'd normally find in an enemy pack. And it comes with 2 new missions that are themed for those enemies.
Yes.
So this particular deluxe enemy pack has the Fey Enchantress, who is kind of a Morgan Le Fay style sorceress, who's very sinister and uses kind of illusions and Fey enchantments to bend reality around the heroes and to sort of enchant them with different visions and things that will lead you astray from your nightly duties. And she also is grouped up with Stone Warriors, which are basically stone statues of knights that she's brought to life and has animated with her dark magic. And so they are a really tough enemy that they're made of stone. So not only can they smash you with their big stone swords, but they also can shrug off quite a bit of damage with their high defense and different abilities.
They're actually constructs.
They are.
Because they weren't they didn't start as people. These are statues that she's brought to life.
They are stone knights. And I would say that this would dovetail nicely if you were mixing the Greek-themed enemies in here as well.
So maybe the Gorgons turn them to stone and then she brings them back to life.
The Gorgons turn knights to stone and then you have to fight them as stone warriors. That could be kind of a cool combo.
Yeah.
So you can see there the minis we showed for the Stone Warriors are pretty cool with the kind of stonework knights that are kind of covered in vines and foliage. And then the Fey Enchantress herself, who has a raven perched atop her staff and is ready to unleash all manner of charms and enchantments on your heroes. And she actually has, the Fey Enchantress actually has a full deck of Fey enchantments, which are kind of fun. It's basically a deck of cards that she can cast at the heroes each turn, where she picks a hero to try to enchant, and you have to draw a card from her spell deck of enchantments, Fey enchantments. And then that effect targets your hero and stays on you until you can break the curse of the enchantment and find a way to kind of shrug it off. And so there's a lot of really fun,
I don't know if you can
fun spells
show these.
in this Fey enchantment deck.
This is the Fey enchantment deck here, and
I think you just show one card back. It might.
Yeah, there's a whole deck here. Do you want to read some of these?
Sure. Yeah. Here, why don't I grab these here? So each Fey enchantment has a little bit of flavor text. It also has the game effect that affects the hero that is enchanted by it, and then it tells you how you can break free. So, for instance, one of them is Lovelorn Kiss. It says, in the light of the moonlit glade, you see now the true beauty of the enchantress. Your mind reels as all thought of battle falls away, and you press closer to this vision of perfection. It says, you may not assign hits to the spellcaster, the Lovelorn Kiss. And then to break free, it says, whenever you take 1 or more wounds from the spellcaster's combat hits, make a Spirit 4+ test to break free. So basically, you have to try and get close and get her to attack you so that you can break free from her enchantment and be able to fight back. Until then, you'll have to concentrate on fighting her minions that are helping her out. Another that's pretty fun is the Vines of Autumn. It says, twisting vines erupt from the ground, wrapping around your arms and legs. The more you struggle to break free, the deeper the thorns cut into your flesh. For each attack you make and every space you move, take 2 wounds that cannot be prevented in any way. Then it says, breaking free. At the end of your activation, make a cunning 6+ test to break free. Now remember, if you are playing Questing Knights, you can always use your honor to try to use some d8s for skill tests for the turn. So it gives you a little bit of a leg up on trying to make those cunning tests that are really dangerous. You also can, of course, use your grit to try to help out. But each of these has the effect that happens to that hero that is enchanted by it, and then how you break free from the enchantment. And so these can last for multiple turns if you have difficulty breaking free. Another aspect of the Stone Warriors that's really cool is that they actually come with an enemy trait deck. And so whenever you, generally, whenever you run across the Stone Warriors, it'll be a particular type of Stone Warriors. So they, do you have the deck for those here?
Yes.
Oh, those are not the ones.
You're looking for
the traits.
The traits.
Yeah, so it's enemy traits. Enemy traits for the Stone Warriors. You can flip that one over if you want to show the front. And so they may have, chiseled blades, or they're stone cold, Virtue's Dark Mirror, soul blades. So for instance, soul blades say, a hero that takes any wounds from Stone Warrior hits during the turn also gains a traumatized marker.
Traumatized marker.
Markers, yeah. So we did mention traumatized markers a little bit. There was a little bit of a sneak preview, even all the way back to Dice Fest, when we put up the reference page for status effects and side bag tokens. We had the traumatized markers on there. I don't think we put Merlin's powder because I think we thought that would be
too much
of a dead giveaway, but that'll be added to the sheet, the reference sheet for this side bag tokens. Anyway, so traumatized markers are a new status effect. It's very, very similar to bleeding, but it is for sanity. And so when you get a traumatized marker, it means it reduces your sanity by -2 to your sanity. And you can spend a grit to try to remove or to automatically remove your traumatized marker. So that's a new status effect that's introduced in some of the different abilities of the Fey Enchantress and the Stone Warriors for this deluxe enemy set.
Oh, actually, that was the wrong one. Sorry.
And so these characters, the Stone Warrior enemies and the Fey Enchantress enemies, have otherworld. They've got normal threats, and then they've got otherworld threat cards for the Forest of the Dead. And the Fey Enchantress specifically has an otherworld threat for the Swamps of Jargono, where you can face off against a variant of her for the Swamps of Jargono, which is the Swamp Hag, who's kind of a swamp bog sorceress who's been living in a small hut in the Swamps of Jargono, waiting for adventurers to pass by so that she can torment them and maybe feast on them.
But it actually has a really big set of threats.
Yeah, a lot of threat cards that have different mixes of the characters, the different enemies. So you can fight a Fey Enchantress on her own, Stone Warriors on their own, or combinations of them. There's also epic threats for fighting a Dread Enchantress, which is basically kind of an epic threat version of the Fey Enchantress. And she's a little bit tougher and a little bit nastier. So this set also does come with 2 different missions as part of it for playing against, hunting down a Fey Enchantress or being hunted by the Fey Enchantress as you trudge through the forest. And so having those 2 new missions is a lot of fun. There's some really, really cool new elements that crop up in those missions. One is she's putting brambles up to block your path, and you have to hack through the brambles to get through. And then the other is you're trying to escape the forest and take out the Fey Enchantress that's tormenting you. So those 2 missions are Thorn and Bramble and the Witch of the Dark Wood.
Yes.
All right. Well, that is a lot of new stuff to cover. It sounds like the sale has gone live.
It has. Also, I double checked. Somebody was saying that somebody was saying that the Adventures Arrivals wasn't in there, but we double checked and it is. It's the 12th one in the sale category. So if you look in the Black Friday sale category, it should be the 12th entry in there. Also, we didn't really talk about it, but something we always do with Black Friday is
Signed cards.
I was just wondering if we do start the signed cards for Black Friday or if it's just for the holiday sale. I think it is, but I don't think I put up a slide for it. But I think we do usually do it. So yeah, that's why I froze momentarily where I'm like, do we do the signed cards? But yeah, we've had for years a special where as just like a holiday promotion, all of the just every order of any size comes with a card signed by either the person in the card, if it's a Last Night on Earth or a photographic type artwork, or oftentimes the designer or the art director or the artist who did the item or the painting or whatever. So we have signed cards that just come with every order, and that's going to be I don't have the dates in front of me, but it would be basically on orders now through start of January. It's probably going to be like January 6th or something like that, January 7th. And then I also double checked on which of the white box restocks we have, and it's Feral Vampires mission pack, Werewolf Feralkin mission pack, Order of the Crimson Hand mission pack, and then the Darkstone Hydra XL enemy pack. And so those have been out of stock for quite a while. So if you need those, and if you don't have them, grab them while you can, because we don't have large quantities of those. And then let's see. We did set the new stuff for all limit 2, and that's just to make sure that everybody who wants one can get one, as opposed to one person going, well, I definitely need 16 of these for me and all of my cousins or whatever. We want to make sure that everybody can get at least 1 or 2 of them. So we do have a limit of 2 right now for all of the new stuff: the Knights, the Fey Enchantress, and the Stone Warriors, the Deleian Dryads. I think we even have it on the Greek Champions card supplement number 1. So that is the cool new stuff that we've put together for the Black Friday sale. I'm pretty excited actually to have to unleash this.
Another anchor point in Shadows of Brimstone with Arthurian legend and Arthurian knights, questing knights.
Yes. And I should say, just as we didn't want it to feel like we did this across time thing, we did some Greek guys, and then that's it. And you don't see it again for years. So we're like, well, let's make sure we do a 1-2 punch. And we have Greek champions. And then we have, questing knights. And so you get like, oh, that's what this is about. I see how this works. I see what that is. I see what they are.
Kind of like the way we did the adventure sets, where we had the Valley of the Serpent Kings with Spanish explorers, but then we also had the Gates of Valhalla with the
Vikings.
Vikings.
But that doesn't mean that like every couple months we're going to have a new, across time. So we just want to manage expectations. We still need to sleep. Like a lot of time and effort and design and art went into all these things. And so this is not a pace that we can keep up. Don't look for more of this next month or the month after that. Like this is, we did 2 of these that fit nicely together, and we wanted to do one for Dice Fest as a big surprise for all the Dice Fest folks, and then one for Black Friday, which is our biggest sale of the year. And so that makes sense. Now, but that doesn't mean that's the last time you see it. You'll definitely see more. I just want to make sure nobody's like, oh, well, what's going to be in January or something. Like, please, we need to sleep at some point.
Yeah.
But why don't we? I think there's a slide for. Oh yeah, there's a slide actually showing the Fey Enchantress. I ended with. I don't think this art. It's not on the cover. It's just from the book. So I was going to show that because it actually is a pretty cool painting of the Fey Enchantress with the Stone Warriors. And then if we go on to the next slide, Q&A.
Yeah, it looks like we already have some questions here. When will the mission packs be printed next? So you're talking about the existing mission packs getting back into availability. A lot of that just comes down to factory schedules and how things are going with tariffs and shipping stuff overseas, making life a little bit difficult for manufacturing. So we don't have a specific time frame for when that'll be. It's something we definitely want to do. There's several items that are out of stock right now with the Shadows of Brimstone line, and so we want to get those back in stock as soon as we realistically can. So unfortunately, we don't have a time frame on that right at this moment.
Let's see. Just placed an order for the Gorgons, Dryads, Void Pirates, and Greek Champions. Nice. When do we get this great new content in Europe/Germany? So, I mean, anybody can order the stuff from the web store right now, but shipping can be expensive. These are things that Gamers HQ is very interested to get.
Well,
right.
They don't know about Questing Knights.
Yeah, they don't know about Questing Knights, but like the Greek stuff,
now,
they're very excited about, and you know, we want them to have them. Right now, we're just very limited in what we're able to produce. So as we're able to get numbers and all of that stuff, then it'll probably go beyond our actual web store, and we'll be able to get them some stuff. Let's see. Will Legendary Villains ever get a retail release? Absolutely it will. And just to let people know what he's talking about, Legendary Villains are character mini bosses for Forbidden Fortress. Mm-hmm. They actually came out in the Forbidden Fortress Kickstarter. So all of the Kickstarter backers from Forbidden Fortress already have them. But they are, I believe, the last thing that hasn't been released from the Kickstarter for Forbidden Fortress. And they were actually on our schedule to release for 2025, but that schedule was burned up and destroyed with the onset of the tariffs, because it was basically just uncertain and just crazy chaos. I mean, it still is to some point, but over the course of the last few months, tariffs on items manufactured in China have bounced between 150%, 30%, 50%, 130%. It's been all over the place.
Let's not dwell too much on that. Let's keep answering some questions here.
We basically pivoted, and all of our things that we were releasing in retail this year, unfortunately, we had to put on the back burner, and instead we've been focusing on things like the Questing Knights and Void Fungus and Greek Champions and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Not to mention Hell Trains and
oh yes, of course,
Cursed Tombs.
Yes, of course. Let's see. I ordered all the new stuff. My wallet is weeping. Luke Evans. Hello, Luke Evans in the UK or wherever you are at the moment. Darkstone Brutes being reprinted. That is something we've talked about wanting to do. We don't have any news at this time, but it's in the works. Let's see, Andrea Florio, please consider giving those heroes, Greek and Questing Knight, a camp expansion and an adventure book. I think what you're looking for is a full box set, which is, I mean, that is fun and it has its place, but it's tough because this is meant to be like, oh, what if we could do things more often than just a box set?
I would say that there's a good chance that at some point we will do those things. It's just a matter of having the timing to do it. I mean, creating a camp or town for a group of heroes takes a lot of time and resources and testing, and so it's difficult to work that into the schedule just as it fits, right? So it's definitely something that would be really cool and that would be fun to do, but it would be right at this moment a little bit prohibitive time-wise. But it's something we do want to do eventually.
Mm-hmm. Christopher Eric Wyatt says, any word on the restock/reprint of Fortune and Glory expansions? And it fits the same bill with the other stuff we talked about. Right now, it's difficult for us to kick off reprint orders because anything that we do right now would have a big tariff on it, and so we would likely have to raise the price on it to be realistic to have that work. So instead, we're kind of like, well, let's pause and see, and maybe if the situation gets better, then we wouldn't have to change the price. And so that it's just a little bit in a holding pattern, but definitely we want to get those things back in stock. Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for the new stuff. Good night. Well, good night. Nick Bent says, great job handling that crazy situation and still putting out new stuff. Any mechanic that's been fun to develop lately?
Well, I mean, I will say the Greek champions and the questing knights have been a lot of fun, just because there's so much going on with those characters between the
heraldry,
patron gods and
nightly quests,
divine nemesis.
I love that you're just going Greek and I'm just going.
Well, I was
knights.
starting Greek and then going knight, but
sure.
At the same time, sure. So yeah, all that stuff has been really, really fun to work on, and doing the kind of across time stuff has been pretty exciting. And also finding ways to have mechanics that really reinforce the themes of those types of heroes. So having the favor of the gods, the favor ability token for the Greek champions, it works very differently from the honor of the questing knights. But the way both of those work really kind of highlight what it means to be that thematically that type of hero. So whereas the favor of the gods, you're building up to try to unleash these gifts from your patron god. So you're kind of working to get their favor so that they'll help you out. Whereas with the knights, it's more internalized. You're using your own honor and your code as a knight to kind of manage your tactical attacks in combat. How when you use those d8s to get an extra hit or an extra damage or extra defense, and then having all the layers of armor and shields and whatnot to be kind of this tanky type character. So those have been a lot of fun to work on for sure.
So Sharky says, how likely are we looking at a one-shot 2026 edition for all these new across time parties?
It's possible. It's not currently on the books, but with something like that, those will usually come together for an event, like a roll to move or a dice fest.
Mm-hmm.
So if that did happen, it would be probably around one of those time frames.
Yeah. Tyler Skite says, I probably ask this every time, but is there a chance for an XXL Nidhogg boss in the works for Gates of Valhalla?
It would be really fun and cool to do a Nidhogg.
Jason is a Nidhogg fan.
I am.
People may not know that about him, but he is.
The Nidhogg does appear in the Camp Daily Events chart. I think the 1-1 result is the Nidhogg attacking. So the Nidhogg's in there. There's a little Nidhogg love, but doing an actual Nidhogg boss may be challenging. It's probably too big to do in thermoplastic because it's an XXL creature would be kind of scary to do in thermoplastic. It's so many parts, but it would be fun at some point to do that for sure.
Papa Trond is asking about a Camelot expansion.
So, I mean, that goes along the same lines of questing knight camp or town, I think. There's a lot of references to Camelot within this set of questing knights, both, referencing Merlin, the Lady of the Lake, Camelot, Avalon. There's a lot of references to Arthurian legend that's sprinkled throughout all of this material.
I think there were more further down, right? Will the 2025 goodie box be available at Roll to Move? Trying to do one annual online order, buy at Dice Fest. So this is Luke Evans. So we tend to have roll to move stuff be exclusive to roll to move, and so every roll to move will have a roll to move goodie box that's only available during roll to move, and then we'll usually have some copies of the previous goodie boxes or miniatures from roll to move just during the roll to move sale.
Mm-hmm.
And so we should have some 2025 roll to move goodie boxes for next year, but I mean, I can't say, it's months away, but that would be the plan. James Phillips says, how about a Muspelheim box? More Norseland stuff, but with Cinder on the back instead of Targa.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that we do a Muspelheim box. I mean, it sounds like there are a lot of things in the Norse themed stuff that refers to Cinder as Muspelheim. So there's clearly a lot of connection there that can be used and played upon. So really, kind of Cinder is your best bet for diving into an expedition into Muspelheim for your Vikings.
Yes. Sharky says, would you guys consider doing a deep dive video on the finalized box for Perilous Expeditions? We probably need to finalize it first. But yeah, we probably should do some kind of video when it comes out.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be fun to, we've talked quite a bit about it in different places, but yeah, I mean, that would be kind of cool. A lot of it just comes down to, having the time and energy to put stuff like that together. A lot of times it just takes a lot to do videos like that.
Alex AJ says, will these come to retail so Europeans can buy them? And I think he means the questing knights and the Greek champions and stuff like that. So
yeah, so these aren't really meant for going to retail per se. They're kind of our exclusives for the web store. But we also do work with Gamers HQ. I know Scott's mentioned a lot of times about them in Berlin, in Germany, and we work with them as a stockist to carry a lot of the web store items that we have that don't go to retail proper, but because they're a specialized stockist for Shadows of Brimstone stuff, they do order and carry a lot of the web store stuff there.
Yes. It's a different thing. We basically have like a retail release schedule throughout the year, and it entails bigger, higher production releases. They're manufactured in China because anything for retail needs to be really like mass produced. So it could easily be like an order of 10,000 or something like that. When we do, card packs or something like these questing nights or something like that, it might be the kind of thing where we just do 1,000 or 2,000 or something like that, and maybe make more as we go, as we need them. So it's just a different animal. It's, one is meant for like mainstream to sell in stores around the world and that kind of stuff, and then the other is a little more special interest, and so it's something that we can do in between the larger releases, and something that we can make the models in house and sell on that scale. And so it's also cool because it gives us something that is special and unique for our appearances at conventions and things like that. So people are like, I don't see this in stores. This is really cool. I didn't know you guys made this. And that's nice because, otherwise they would probably just walk up and go, I already bought all this stuff on Amazon or, wherever. So they're just different animals.
Yeah, it looks like Michael asks, can you talk a little bit about mounted heroes? Can they ever be on horse in the mines or other worlds, or only on the train board? So that's specifically referring to the Hell Train, the Impossible Hell Train core set. That's part of the most recent Kickstarter. Sure. So generally speaking, the horseback heroes there's a reference card that basically tells you how it modifies your character to be mounted on horseback. You can only be on horseback in exterior map tiles. And so that is the railroad board, of course, riding alongside the train. But there are ways to use the mounted heroes in, the Blasted Wastes or Tradera or places that have a lot of map tiles that are exterior instead of interior. There's certain ones like the mines where it's all interior, or the Caverns of Cinder, all interior. And so those are worlds where you're not really going to be able to use mounted heroes. Generally, the mounted heroes are based on a scenario or a particular mission that will say, for this mission, you can use mounted heroes or whatnot. There is one exception to that, which is, I should also say, when you are a mounted hero, you can get on and off your horse during the course of the adventure. So if you're going through the Blasted Wastes and you come to a map tile that is interior, for instance, you could get off the horse, go into that map tile to explore, and then come back out, get on your horse, and keep riding. There is an exception to all of that, which is the Kickstarter exclusive Brimstone Ranger hero, who has his trusty horse that that is a big part of his character, and he has the ability to whistle for the horse wherever he is, and the horse will come running, and it allows you to ride the horse and be mounted anywhere, regardless of normal limitations. And so even if you're on the derelict ship or inside the train, you can whistle for your horse and it comes running, and the Brimstone Ranger can jump on and fight on horseback, regardless of those restrictions. So, but I mean, I think that, as things progress, we'll have more uses for mounted heroes in different missions and different scenarios that come along down the pipe. All right. Are there other Q&A bits that we should get to, or should we probably...
Brian Sullivan says, I'm going to guess that something like the 2020 Dice Fest goodie box is never going to be available again. So for the most part, that's probably the case. We have, we'll put out the miniatures from the different goodie boxes from previous Dice Fests. But like the printed material, a lot of times the stuff's just gone. That being said, never say never. I know we actually had some of them, the 2020 Dice Fest goodie box at Dice Fest in person, but it was just small amounts. So it wasn't something we could even put up on the web store. So you never know. Nick Bentz says, thanks for putting on these streams. Have a great holiday, Jason and Scott, and all the frogs. Thank you, Nick. Same to you. Happy holidays. Europe loves Brimstone. Wish we had easier access to web store exclusive products and thermoplastic models. I'm glad we have Gamers Q at HQ at least. I'll have to check out there then. We need one of these stockists for Australia because shipping for online store exclusives here is a killer.
If you know of any stores that either carry Shadows of Brimstone or would want to do a deep dive in carrying Shadows of Brimstone, you should send us their information. I mean, send us an email and let us know. And you should probably talk to them. And if they're not already carrying Shadows of Brimstone stuff, the more stores that carry the stuff in a region, the more likely it is that we'd be able to get a stockist that would be able to and excited to carry a deeper dive of the product line.
Horse in space. Can you print map tiles in the US? A map set for the Across Time world would be a nice next step. The thing is, printing in the US is a lot more expensive and you have a lot fewer options.
Especially with die cuts.
Yeah, die cuts, yeah, especially. So one of the things is, even when we're doing these guys where we're making the models in the US, we're still getting all of the cards printed in China because they need to match. I mean, you guys know this. You guys tell us this. Everyone knows, if you get more cards, like say in your threat deck, and you want, them to blend in with your previous cards, they have to match. And the notion of getting cards done at a different printer in a different country and having them match it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we've been just making extremely expensive small orders for the cards to support these different enemy packs and hero packs.
Yeah.
It's another reason though why we're limited in numbers because it's really expensive to like air freight that stuff to us and there's tariffs on all of it. So we're just doing our best to navigate the situation and still make really cool stuff. And we really appreciate you guys for supporting the company and supporting us and being part of this, to make it like one of the great communities in games. So so we're always excited to do these live streams, to chat with people and answer questions and show off this new stuff, because we really genuinely get excited to like surprise people and have new things and seeing people's reactions. I mean, it would be cool if it was in person, but seeing people's reactions in the comments and stuff has been great, and it's the reason why we do this. And so we probably should wrap up there.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for joining us. I see Brian Bosch says, excellent surprises again. Shadows of Brimstone is forever. Plus, happy Thanksgiving to all. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
Happy Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday, and happy holidays.
And if you guys end up having any further questions or problems or anything comes up with the store, feel free to email us and we'll check it out and try to get it corrected or what have you. And yeah, the only other thing I'll say is just note that for all the Greek champion stuff and all the questing night stuff, we did put a date on there of estimated ship date December 10th, and that's just so that we could get stuff made and be sending it out. So we need to be able to like catch our breath a little bit. The other thing is that tomorrow's Thanksgiving, Friday is officially Black Friday, and so we're in the midst of the holidays. So it is a little bit taxing. There's a lot of work to do, a lot of distractions with holidays and stuff, and then of course it's the most wonderful time of the year. So shipping can also be slowed down. But we're going to do our best to get people great stuff for Christmas. And so hopefully if you guys have time off for the holidays, you can play some Brimstone with these new things. All right, well, thanks guys. Thanks for joining us. From the derelict ship, we're signing off. We'll see you guys next year.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Happy holidays.